So always have a tune in my head. So always have a tune in my head. I had this little tiny 45 record player. Like using the little fingers. Play the tune and I'd dance around, I'd sing. So always have a tune in my head. And I'd look in the mirror and I'd act like I was one of the movie stars. 5, 6 hours a day. Like using the little fingers. So always have a tune in my head. I'm fascinated since a kid with birds, and so always have a tune in my head. How do they fly? How do they sound? My hands kind of communicate that. And 5, 6 hours a day. And their calls, I try to imitate their calls by whistling back their calls. Like using the little fingers. Like using the little fingers.
I've been dancing a long time, and it's really hard for me to even remember how I started, except that I remember I was always dancing around the living room during commercials, how I started. But every time a commercial came on, the music was so exciting. Jingles and popular song. Rhythm is the basis of everything. The doo-wop and chanterelles and early rock and roll. Rhythm is the basis of everything. It was music that was made to move to. Jingles and popular song. Jingles and popular song. Rhythm is the basis of everything. So I took class so I could get better and founded an outlet. I came from a dysfunctional family and founded an outlet. We are shut up. And founded an outlet. We're put down a lot. And in that environment, your expressiveness has to come out. And founded an outlet. It is the basis of our survival, is nonverbal communication. What I'm interested in now is nonverbal communication. I'm exploring how words get in the way of our thought processes. Like before we had words, nonverbal communication. Maybe we're too quick to solidify our ideas in linear words. Nonverbal communication. Communication through movement and through music. Before we had words, why we dance. The reason that we can't even think, matter of cognition, is the moment when we realize that we can throw rock right encephalation. The reason that we can't even think. So the act of throwing a rock and matter of cognition. So what you're trying to do then is coordinate the body in space and time. Space and time. So the act of throwing a rock and coordination of the body in space, time, and energy. And space, time, and energy are exactly what dance is about. It is the basis of our survival. And it all came from the gesture of throwing.
I started modeling airplanes. I was probably 8 or 10 years old. The B-52 bomber was like this big stick of wood, and you had to carve it all the way down. It didn't have any pieces. It just had like some lumber. Didn't have any pieces. Airplane kits for 29 cents. So I'd buy 1 or 2 a week and build 1 or 2 a week. Some are 19 cents, some for 29 cents. So I build them and then I'd burn them up, pretend like they were plane crashes, and put gunpowder in some of them. Crash 2 together. Never satisfied with the way things are. Build them 1 week and burn them up the next week. I just enjoy building them because they're really relaxing. I enjoy building them more than I do flying them. Rockets, I built tons of rockets. Put a mouse up in the sky once. Rockets, I built tons of rockets. Time goes away. Time goes away. Then I didn't build models for years. And when I was in my 30s, probably, I went back to the hobby shop and bought another model kit and started building them again. I like to watch things progress, things build, grow. Build them 1 week and burn them up the next week. The process of creation. The creation is something that wasn't there before. Never satisfied with the way things are. I always do sketches or thoughts in my mind about how I'm going to build things. So by the time I get ready to do it, I've basically done it so many times in my mind, it's just like No decisions have to be made when I'm starting to build. I already know exactly where the nails are going to go and how pieces are going to fit together, how it's all going to work. B-52 bomber crashed two together, or put a mouse up in the sky. Put a mouse up in the sky. Structure, order. I always say you have to have some structure. So I think I like structure more than some people. Structure, order. I didn't like surprises. I like things planned. I like to know how things were going to work and how it was going to be. The future was figured out. Structure meant there was no surprises. Nature is fundamentally more random. Put a mouse up in the sky. Put a mouse up in the sky. It wasn't a random event. About the last year since the cancer thing, I learned to just enjoy what I have. Just looking around and enjoying what I have, which is good. Can't do everything anymore, so it's been different, which is good. Well, I just pause and look around. So it's been different. It's been different. It's been different.
So.
Yeah, I sewed a lot, yeah.
So.
I learned to sew when I was about 6 years old. Mama put a pillow under me and placed the foot pedal on the block so I could reach it with my feet, and that's how I started to sew. Yeah, that was my trade. People would give me big clothing, you know, and I'd rip them apart. And I learned to sew when I was about 6 years old. Quilts and crazy quilts and real quilts. And yeah, I sewed a lot.
Each one of our grandkids has got one.
Oh, I bet I made over 100. I think all the grandkids got one.
So.
Between quilts and crazy quilts and hook rugs. Oh yeah, they all got one. That was my trade. No, I don't sew anymore. I don't see good enough anymore.
So.
That's it.
Fascination with hands. The hands symbolize life. And hands are a powerful tools, allowing you to touch, allowing you to feel. Putting my dad's hand on my head. Stories. Feel safe. I would walk next to him and I would put his hand on my head and know that I was safe. The touch was kind of a security blanket. A symbol of sense, of touch. Hands have memories. As a sculptor, I use my hands. Memory, feel an object to translate into a form. Different art forms use their hands. Conductors bring forth music. Moving their hands, power of communication. How they communicate is through the hands. Documenting these people, they're kind of my treasures. Be seen and remembered. It's like there's this quality of history that's in those hands. Experiences, stories, memories, stories of that person that's part of you. The hands symbolize life.